Folks, hi. Welcome to our special Twitch stream we're going to be doing for Extra Life. This is going to be money that we're going to be asking you guys to donate. And to start things off, we're going to go to extralife.org/team/Raptor. They're the ones that we're doing this stream for. And today we're going to do a stream of Dragon Age Inquisition, which is coming out this November 18th, in fact. And with me is Cameron Lee.
Hello.
He's like my stream buddy.
Yeah.
So we were told, and there will be some disembodied voices as well. We have Connell Pierce here helping us out, making sure everyone sounds good, and Patrick Demkew, who is, I believe, at Miracle Worker because he really desperately wants more Twitter followers. I don't know.
I love it. Thank you, Mike.
You should follow him on Twitter.
You should, or don't. I mean, whatever. It's cool. Anyway, Patrick is going to be looking at questions on the stream. We're going to have those coming in. And I was talking to Cameron before we started, and one thing we want to do is take a look at the game and kind of give a bit of an overview, because we figure there might be some people watching because you guys are following the Extra Life stuff. Maybe you've never even seen Dragon Age before, so we're going to make sure we talk about the game a little bit at a high level. But for those of you who've been following along our streams past a little while, it's going to be kind of cool because we're going to go somewhere new.
That's right, yeah. It's actually the first time we're going to be showing this location, so a bit of a reveal. But it's for a good cause, right? You know, like having the ability to donate to Extra Life and through the Children's Miracle Network is pretty cool. So I think it's a worthy cause to show some new areas of the game.
Yeah, no, it totally is. And I mean, children are the future. And I'm pretty sure my little buddy is at home watching.
Can we break into song?
No, dance. Coordinated dance number to finish the stream.
All right.
But no, I mean, my kiddo's probably at home watching right now.
I have no kid.
Oh, no?
No.
You will someday, I bet.
Yeah, one day.
All right. You're very virile. So, that said, we should probably get into the game. Do you want to talk at a high level what Inquisition's all about and what we're doing here?
So Inquisition, Dragon Age Inquisition, it's a third in the series of games that BioWare's been making. This is definitely the first big AAA next-gen RPG that BioWare's created. So it's this huge world, massive story, set in a very dark fantasy world.
Yeah.
And it's a party-based game. So you have your character, who's the Inquisitor, but you also get to meet a lot of really interesting characters along the way.
Yeah, and recruit them,
Yep.
equip them, train them,
Yep.
and then work together, coordinating all four of them in combat. And we'll show, once we get out into the game itself, how that works. There's multiple interfaces for that. Anyway, it's really kind of the DA game we've always wanted to make.
It really is, yeah.
And
Absolutely incredibly deep. And you know, the word Inquisition is referring to the fact that you form an Inquisition, you form this organization to uncover the truth about a lot of chaos that's been happening in the world. So.
Yeah, that's our fun twist on the hero's journey. You don't just join up with someone. This time you're building it from the ground up.
Yeah.
So that's been kind of fun. And of course, we're right near the end. We do come out November 18th in North America, November 21st in Europe. And we're just winding down. The team's putting the last few touches, hammering on the last few bugs we found. QA is working like triple time. They're working so hard.
So
thanks,
if we look
guys.
like crap, then that's why. Cause
yeah, we're all fighting a mild infection of some sort. Yeah, it's lovely. But that's enough about us.
It is. Let's jump into the game.
So who are we playing? Who have we got here?
So this is my dwarf. So it's a male dwarf warrior who I've spec'd out to be defensive, so a sort of a shield defensive warrior. I've crafted a really cool mace rather than a sword for this particular character.
Do you want to hop in inventory and show it off?
Yeah, I'll show that off. So there's my dwarf, tattooed up, which is pretty cool. You can see here...
So those are custom tattoos, those are dwarf-only tattoos.
Dwarf-only tattoos, yeah. So you can see I've created this deadly club.
Did you name it that?
That wasn't no, but you can name each item that you craft in the game. This one was just the name that it came up with. I'm not particularly creative, Mike.
Okay, fair enough.
But you can see there some really cool things. There's different stats, so crit damage bonus, which was based on the materials that I used when I crafted that mace. There's also a couple of empty slots there where you can insert different enchantment runes and a different sort of hilt or haft on the
yeah, and those will change the appearance of the items. So if you put an enchantment on there that's frost, it will actually have a nice frost effect as you run around and go whap people in the face.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's also, there's like one-handed weapons and two-handed weapons, staves, things like that, daggers, bows, shields, a whole bunch of different stuff in there. And then of course there's armor, which you can then insert arms and legs into as well, similar to the weapons.
Yep. I'll change your
and there's a whole bunch of different slots for accessories and rings like that as well. So.
Yeah, actually, something new we hadn't done in the previous DAs is rings that specifically enhance your abilities. So the lunge and slash ring. Lunge and slash is an ability a warrior can learn, so you can equip that. It will actually make it more effective, do more damage, or have a longer stun effect, or whatever the description says.
Yeah, and actually that's a good point because I've built this character to be a tank. I'm going to equip this enhanced challenge ring because that's going to help me draw aggro.
Right. So yeah, that'll force them to target you for a longer period of time. Always useful. Right.
Yep. Okay, so let's get going. So what we're going to do is, this is a location in Haven, but I'm going to go in some of my war council here, and we're going to use the war table to get access to a new area of the world.
Now, we've shown this a few times. The war table is basically the heart of the Inquisition.
It is.
For anyone who hasn't seen it before, essentially you come here, you have a group of advisors who they're not like active party members, but they're basically coordinating your soldiers, your spies, and your diplomats. They offer ways you can level up. We have a whole bunch of locations around the world, and you can do both follow-up kind of story items where you oh wow, because you did this, now people are petitioning you to do X.
Yeah.
But also you can send all your scouts out to go to new locations.
Exactly.
Which is what we're going to
do now. Yeah. So we're going to go into the Storm Coast, and the Storm Coast is, as you can see on the map, it's really, I guess, a real deep wilderness area. It's very much on the coast, and it's not particularly populated.
And we're looking after the wardens in this case. We're trying to hunt them down. We haven't seen them. The wardens are, of course, a massive organization dedicated to fighting a group of bad guys called the Darkspawn. They were kind of central to Dragon Age Origins, and we want to make sure that we touched on the warden experience to some degree in Inquisition as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we did there is we asked Liliana to send her scouts out to get access to this area, set up a forward camp, which we can then travel to and start exploring this area. So we're going to accept that report, and we can quick travel there now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a slightly different party than what we normally do.
Okay.
We're going to take Blackwall.
Nice.
So
he's a warden, so he has
a
a vested interest in this place.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Right. Yep. And I'm going to take Sarah as well, who's an elven rogue. Now, I've actually spec'd her as a dagger rogue this time round. Right. So the followers can be spec'd either with their initial sort of weapons, but of course you can put whatever weapons you want on them. So I've spec'd her as a dagger rogue, and I'm also going to take Vivian, who's a
Very
mage.
nice.
All right.
Yeah, Vivian's one of the basically the top enchanters from the original Circle of Magi.
Yep.
One of the major themes through Inquisition is that the mages have recently sued for their freedom, and that's created a massive ripple effect throughout the world. Oh, hey, these are always fun. Oh,
now you showed a couple of those companions there. Are any of the companions tough to find?
So you start with a subset enough to build a full party. But the other companions are actually earned sometimes via questing, sometimes via major story beats, and sometimes you have to dig them down. Are they tough to find? I wouldn't say like super sneaky hidden, but you do have to earn them.
You do, and some of them can also leave you as well.
Yes, they can. Yeah, they all
Your
kind of
worship,
silently
for what
track
it's
how they
worth,
feel about the choices you've been making.
Yep.
I would have sent word sooner, but our efforts have been delayed.
How so?
There's a group of bandits operating in the area. They know the terrain, and our small party has had trouble going up against them. Some of our soldiers went to speak with their leader. Haven't heard back though.
So is this the first time we've shown male dwarf?
It is the first time we've ever shown male dwarf, I believe.
So of note, John Curry, who voices the male dwarf, we have two different voices you can choose from based on male or female. You can pick either accent because they're both American and British. John Curry was a member of the cast for Dragon Age Origins, and he's presenting as the dwarf here. In Origins, though, he was Zevran.
Okay.
He sounded Spanish. He was an elf.
Yeah.
He was much higher in tone. He sounded like this. Hello. Kind of Antonio Banderas. And here it's like, hi, freedom, Inquisition.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. I really love the range he has. And his audition, when it was brought before us by Caroline Livingstone, who's our casting director, she was like, no, I'm not even gonna tell you who this is.
Oh, yeah?
Because she didn't want us to kind of, oh, no, we can't do Zevran, because he sounded nothing like him.
Yeah.
So when we respond, of course, you'll get to hear a little bit more of that. And, of course, we have Scout Harding here, who is like the leader of our forward scout. She's always the first one in, sets up the camps and that kind of stuff.
The murder queen.
she's a little deadly.
I'll do what I can to find our people.
Thank you, Your Worship. That's a relief. The soldiers didn't have an exact location for the bandits, but they were starting their search farther down the beach. With all this fuss, we haven't been able to conduct a proper search for the wardens either. Well, good luck, and enjoy the sea air. I hear it's good for the soul.
Good for the soul. Is that code for it's going to be rainy and crap. And
It's going to be, yes.
Yeah.
And actually, so I mean, that's one of the fun things is because we have a party with you. Oh, hey.
Okay.
Well, that's going to be a problem for later.
Yeah.
Because we're level 5, so it's not
Right.
a problem for right now.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
Yeah.
We are. This is very early in the game as well.
Oh,
so
yeah.
level 5 at the
I smell
moment.
seaweed. How do I know seaweed?
So I'll talk about that in a
Yeah,
sec. Go,
yeah.
Talk about level 5, though.
So yeah, level 5. So basically, what I've done so far is I've gone through the prologue, leveled up a little bit, had an opportunity to start investing in some of the character skills. If I bring that up really quickly, and I can show you what I've done with each of the characters here. So my main character, my Inquisitor, I've definitely spec'd into a defensive warrior, as I mentioned. So then we've got Vivian, who I've spec'd into.
It's like a mixture.
Pretty much a mix of
ice and defense?
Exactly,
Yeah.
ice and defense, and then I picked the energy barrage because I found a ring that boosts energy barrage as well. So I thought that's pretty
Yeah, that's very nice. And actually, the nice thing about Energy Barrage as well, it's very flexible because it essentially unleashes your staff's energy.
Yeah.
And staffs have different elements to them.
Yeah.
So if you want to, like, I really need a big hitting fire one because I'm up against a demon that does cold damage,
Yeah.
I can swap staves, and then that's another ability that picks up off of that.
exactly. Sarah, I've invested in, as I mentioned, double daggers.
Right.
So
Kinda
some really
break-
cool abilities there.
Break in the mold. I like
Exactly,
it.
and I've also, of course, thrown in the ability to stealth, and also I was starting to work my way down to this knockout powder,
Yeah.
which puts some enemies to sleep.
That's great because, again, it takes them out of the fight as long as no one damages them.
Exactly.
And we built the AI to recognize that, which is always fun.
Yep. And then for Blackwall, what I did is start to invest down
Oh, nice.
into more of a support warrior. So I wanted to get Horn of Valor, which is going to give
Right.
a damage and armor bonus to the whole party. Because
Inspiration.
Grey Wardens are about, or particularly Blackwall, it's very much about,
Yeah.
I'm going to be, help everyone, and Grey Wardens sort of.
Yeah, he's interesting because he's basically a warden recruiter, right? He
Yes.
kind of walks the land and being an inspiration and pulling people in, which really adds a lot of elements to his character.
Yep.
And it's kind of neat that you're kind of building in that vein. It's
Yeah,
cool.
absolutely. And so this is our initial camp, Inquisition camp. We can see our soldiers here. There's tables up here for us to equip the potions and do requisitions and things like that. So what you can do through the course of the game is you can find other locations to put your Inquisition camps and push your forces through the world, which is really neat.
Now we got some questions about the inventory.
Okay.
Whenever you're swapping out clothing and things, does that appear on your character?
Absolutely. In fact, I know Sarah's wearing some custom armor right now.
Yes.
We could go take a quick look at that before we get to some gameplay. We should go high and look at the water too, because it's
And-
gorgeous.
Yeah.
But
What about helmets? Are we able to show a helmet during the cinematics or hide helmets for companions?
oh, sure, yeah. Okay, so Cam, let's maybe
Right
look
now
at
I've
Sarah's inventory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so hiding helmets is a global setting. It's something you can turn on for the whole party. It hides helmets in all cases. In most cinematics, conversations where you're getting up potentially close, the characters automatically take their helmets off. So it's
Yeah.
fun to have them on when you're adventuring, and then they come off for talking. But yeah, in terms of like, hey, can I swap their appearance? Because that's something that we wanted to make sure that you could customize your character. So that's something we wanted
Yeah.
to go big on. This is Sarah's kind of basic appearance, no armor. She's not looking super defensive, little natty. And this I love. I really love that you actually. This is not crafted, but you looted.
Yeah.
Inquisition scout armor. So
Yeah.
this is like what your scouts wear. But again, you notice it's not the same color as the guys at camp because it's using different materials. So it's got
Exactly.
that awesome kind of
Yeah.
red, and you can craft armor using like, I want to use onyx and like this patterned cloth, and
Yeah.
you'll end up with a different color armor as a result.
Yeah.
Even though it fundamentally looks the same.
Exactly. So this armor is a little bit different, looks like. Sorry, in terms of stats. So it's got 83 armor.
Right.
And a bit more willpower, but I kind of prefer this.
So you're making an aesthetic choice at
I'm
this
making
point?
an
Yeah.
aesthetic choice.
Well, that
So-
one looks really good, and
Yeah.
it's one of the armors that's kind of a full body armor. It covers everything. There are other types of armor that have those upgrades you showcased earlier.
Yeah, exactly. And I've got the best daggers that I could find at this level. As I mentioned, it's quite a low level party, but
You're almost just starting out. I would
pretty
say,
much, yeah. So, and this area you can get to. It's an entirely optional area, so it's one of our exploration areas.
Yeah.
All right, some battle going on there between factions. I don't want to get involved in that just yet. I might do it later on, let them fight it out.
Well, there's spoilers on that one. So
There are also
I know-
spoilers.
I've promised some folks we wouldn't be spoiling things today.
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, look at this water. This is absolutely gorgeous. I love this water. We grabbed this from Battlefield.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Modified it, and the artists here have done a lot of work on it.
It's
looks
one of the
absolutely
big
gorgeous.
advantages of working with dice on the on the feed is that we've been able to share a lot of our tech.
Yeah.
So we do a lot of stuff the Battlefield games have never done, and conversely, they had already built some stuff like the raw rendering engine, but of course, this water effect is something that they built, and I remember one time where I was in this level, I was up, we'll probably get to one of the nice high areas, and just staring at the water, and our art director, Matt Goldman, our level art lead, Ben McGrath, and one of our senior level artists were all in the room, and they were talking about, future plans and that kind of stuff, and they all kind of went quiet.
Yeah.
Because they were like, wow. Like, even they were like, okay, that's a really nice vista.
Yeah.
So again, folks, if you're joining us just now, I know some people are signing in and out, and we've got some questions coming in. We are doing this today for Extra Life. This is available. You can really track it because we're doing it for Raptor. So extralife.org/team/Raptor, RAPTR. And what we're doing today is basically gathering together donors, showing off Inquisition to get you guys excited about it, but also so that we can raise money for a good cause. This is going to the Children's Miracle Network, helping the kids out. And, there's a bit of an incentive. The top 5 donors are going to receive the Never Settle Space Edition. You can look at the Raptor site to get a sense of what that is. And they actually just let us know that they're going to be doing a raffle of a gaming PC to those who raise, over $100. And that's courtesy of AMD, CyberPower PC, Gigabyte, XFX, Astro, and Myonix. I hope I said that right. So all of those are part of the thing. And one last plug, the Raptor guys are doing something really cool. During the stream, at some point, they're giving away a code that can get you a Never Settle Space Edition, which basically lets you pick some games, and you get them for free, which is kind of cool.
It is cool.
Yeah. There we go. So back to the game.
Back to the game, yeah. So we're coming up. I'm just going to bring up the map really quickly. So what we're trying to do here is uncover where some soldiers have been missing and some Grey Wardens. So this area here is basically where our scouts have told us to go and have a search around this area, look around, try and find stuff. Exactly, yeah. So
now,
we're getting pretty close.
If you don't mind, because we've been running for a little bit here, can we maybe zoom around the map a little bit? Yeah. So again, spaces in Inquisition are exceedingly large.
Yes.
We've built a vast multi-region open world, one that lets you move between coasts like this, more of a Canadian Shield for those of you from Canada, style area in the hinterlands. There's icy mountaintops. There's deserts, you name it. And we really wanted to get that strong visual variety. Make sure people could, in some ways, almost get like a break. Like, hey, wow, I want to. I'm getting a little tired of deserts. Let's move around.
Yeah.
And there's lots of content at different level bands. It doesn't scale. You can see right here, we're up against not too tough enemies at this point, but if you came here at a very high level, you'd be able to just waltz through these guys. Or if you came here even a little lower, it'd be tough.
Yeah.
Now, I know you're not on the beach anymore, but we have a couple of people wondering what happens if you go for a dip wearing plate mail.
So we've actually got a fair amount of questions. Yes, so we did not go for swimming for Inquisition.
No.
It's something we're actually keen to look at for future iterations, but we had jumping, open worlds, but we had a bunch of stuff we wanted to tackle for this game. So we said, okay, swimming's not really the top priority.
No.
So basically, if you go swimming, you hear kind of a gurgling sound, and you end up kind of washed back up on the beach, and you can restart from there.
Yeah. Now, of course, you can play the game in I guess, action mode, which was what we were initially doing there, and then I've swapped in here to the tactical view, which lets you really have a think about the battlefield and lets you look around, see what enemies you're fighting. The more you learn about the enemies, the more you'll see in this sort of little stat here. So you'll be able to see whether they're weak to cold or whether they're taunted, etc. And you've got complete control over this tactical camera now, which is really neat. So being able to zoom in really close.
And you can advance. Whoa, yeah, that's a nice shot. Also, I love the way the rain is actually paused.
Yeah, isn't it?
And you're kind of moving between the raindrops. It's all Matrix.
Yeah, it is Matrix. I feel like Neo right now.
Yeah, you are the one. No, not the one.
I'm really not.
No.
And then you can issue orders to your party. So you can flip around here, and I might tell, say, Sarah to go and use Twin Fangs on this archer over here.
And that, of course, will set her basic attack target as well, so she'll continue to focus on that guy, kind of be sticky. You're like, okay, go use an ability on him, but then she'll continue fighting.
Exactly right. And then we might do a...
You're too far. You're out of range.
I'm out of range, okay. Alright. And then I can allow time to keep going, and they'll go and execute those tactics and those commands, which is very neat.
Yeah,
then you can port any time again. Yeah. Alright. Okay, now I'm back into more of an action sort of view. Alright, you can also see we've got some barriers on here. So Vivian, who I'd built to be a little bit supportive, she's cast a barrier on us that helps mitigate some of the damage there. Alright, so now we need to look around for some clues.
And after you clear an area of enemies, are they going to respawn?
Yeah, there are major encounters, so like ones that are kind of fixed. So the dragon in the area will not just keep popping back up and reappearing.
Yeah.
But in the case of an area that's infested with bandits, or where darkspawn are coming out of the ground, or anything along those lines, you will get a steady stream of that. The way we've built the system, though, is that it's like almost like an ecology happening. So the game is constantly tracking the effects you've had on area. If you've basically depopulated the area of bandits, then the spawn rate will drop way down for a period of time, and then climb back up. So if you leave the area and come back, they'll respawn as time passes.
That's right.
So the end result then is that you come into an area, you feel like, oh wow, this place is full of bears. Eventually the bears wear down. You can then search around, look around, not being threatened or roughed up. But if you were hunting bears for their hides or something, then you're actually moving. Usually you move around different hunting zones. Oh, here's bears over here. Okay, I've worn them out over here. And you end up kind of hunting in a more reasonable pattern.
Yeah.
Same thing if you're looking for specific bad guys because you're trying to collect items they drop or pursue a specific quest where you want to actually get your research on darkspawn up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you might go darkspawn hunting for a while because then you permanently do more damage against them from that point on.
Exactly. Alright, so it looks like we've found some dead soldiers here, which is what we've been trying to find. And there's some things to check out here.
Looks like the bandits are camped further along the beach.
Okay. Alright. So we've found some more information about this particular quest
Our
chain.
men were murdered by a group called the Blades of Hessarian. It seems there's a way to challenge their leader.
Naming themselves after the sword that killed Andraste. Ambitious.
They have traditions. These men were just following a code. If the Inquisition can win their loyalty, we could steer them on a better path.
He's so
Blackwall.
inspiring.
He is,
He's
isn't
so
he?
inspiring.
Do you want to talk about the options that we have with this quest now?
Yeah, sure. If you read through quickly took a look at the text there, you can see that these guys, like Blackwall says, they do actually have a code, and he points out that you could steer them. So if you look at the quest tracker on the right side of the screen, you notice that it has an optional task. Now, finding the bandits and dealing with them, I think you're making your way over to their headquarters now.
Yeah.
We could barge in there, kill them, wipe them out, no problem. Or if we wanted to, we'd have to craft a very specific amulet. And doing so is the kind of thing where you engage your Inquisition's crafters. You have to find Deep Stalker Hide and Serpent Stone, which means you have to go hunting for a while because we don't actually have any of those right now. But once you've done so, you can then take the quest on a different path. And I think we're going to do guns blazing, just charge in. But the nice thing is that it does create an alternate route. And one of the things we did want to get back to with Inquisition was the sense that, while some quests are just simple, like, okay, that's where the bad guys are, or find the thing, that there are some where you actually have opportunities where you can do better, right?
Yes.
You can do well or even better. And in the case of turning these guys to my side, if you can pull that off, which is pretty challenging, they'll end up working for you.
Yep.
Right? And it's a very different way to approach that
It is.
quest.
So that's the bandit camp down there. You can see they're a very defensive position.
A palisade.
Yes, indeed. But I mean, look at you can go all around here. I mean, this is an amazing experience to be able to bring people into such an open world version of the Dragon Age universe. So it's so exciting to be able to have that.
Well, yeah, and big thing for us was, of course, to make sure that the stuff that we saw as central to Dragon Age still worked in an open world context. Nice slide.
That was a nice slide.
Except
nice
you really
slide.
hurt yourself, so you may need a potion now.
Yeah.
But anyway, those were some mad rails. You just ground my syrup.
So now that he took a pretty heavy fall damage there, can you tell us a little bit about how the health system works in
Sure.
Dragon Age?
Yeah, absolutely. So Inquisition in specific has the idea of persistent damage. When your character is hurt, they remain hurt. However, at any point you can go back to one of your Inquisition camps. You can also fast travel back to them, just warp right back there, and once you do so, you will rest. Resting not only heals up your character, but if you notice, we have our potions across the bottom of the screen.
Down here.
We have 7 healing potions with us. That's kind of 2 per party member.
Yep.
We could carry more.
And I got some Antivan Fire.
Oh,
I
nice.
bought the recipe and then crafted some
Antivan
stuff.
Fire is awesome. It's part of our area denial mechanics, right?
Yep.
Throw a big patch of flame that enemies don't want to be in.
No.
So again, as to health remains, you notice Blackwall isn't healing up. what will happen, actually, we have a bug in this build, oh no, it wouldn't be on this build, is that based on your difficulty, characters will heal up to a minimum at the end of combat, but after that, it's up to you to manage their health. So, we've added a bunch of new systems. Alchemy allows you to do everything from regen potions to a thrown grenade that can heal an area, to your own healing potions, which are party-wide.
What about my
and
favorite,
mitigation.
the jar of bees?
I don't
Will
think
there
we
be some
have
bees?
the
I don't
bees
have
on
jar
us.
of bees in this particular
Too bad.
build. Sorry, mate.
Too bad.
Nuts.
Okay.
So Cam's going to enter stealth. We're going to heal Blackwall because, of course, if he's in there
Yeah.
acting as support, then we don't want to do that.
Exactly, and I might get a barrier on my party as well. Oops. Whoa.
Zoomed in a little closer.
Yeah.
All right, so the barrier will catch an area, heal them up. Barriers do decay over time. They're not kind of the I win button. Though,
Exactly.
again, further into the game, you're able to further specialize your characters. You showed off some of the basic kind of talent trees. There's also specialist trees, which allow you to get better barriers, or you can focus on more debilitation to your enemies, and so on, based on how your characters are built.
Now, Blackwall's also used the War Horn, which is cool. That's exactly what I wanted to do.
Yep.
Very neat.
That guy's frozen, and you just got a shatter,
Yeah.
which is a cross-class combo, essentially being able to hit a disabled enemy with a massive blow, so you do triple-double damage, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. And, of course, has the huge knockdown, takes him out of the fight for a little bit. Immensely satisfying.
It is. I think after this fight, Mike, do you want to take a play? Have a
Sure,
bit of
yeah.
play? Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright. Alright,
So this leaves us just outside of the compound. You want me to go in and try and tackle it?
You can do
Okay,
it.
I'll see what I can do.
Alright, sorry guys,
Okay,
just going to swap
head
a little bit.
switch.
Ow.
Easy, Cameron.
Yeah, I just
Easy.
hit my... Oh, you got a big head.
I have an enormous head. It's true. Yeah.
Through the magic that is production,
Alright, there we
they
go.
did not see this magical transfer.
They
Nice.
just
They
they
didn't
just
see
heard
me
it.
smack my
They did.
face with it.
We really should have muted.
That would have been great. Oh, it doesn't
You
matter.
know what? This is what I love about Twitch. It's so raw.
Mhm.
It's unfettered. Okay, we're going in. All right, let's see. There's tac cam, a little mouse wheel action. All right, what have I got to work with here? Now, one thing, I don't know if we even talked about this last time we talked about PC. There is keyboard quick commands for almost
We
everything.
never did. No.
Yeah, so I'm just using F1 through F4 here to swap between the different characters.
That's cool.
Makes it very nice. Again, I do have direct command. I can also let their AI just go. But we'll go through. I'm a little rusty on this control scheme, but I think we should be good. Okay, step
Let's take
one
a look
for
around.
me. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Take a look around. So I have full control over my camera, as Cameron pointed out. I can scope the battlefield, see what's going on. Let's see what we have here. Archer, archer. Okay, those.
I normally
two
take out
are a
archers.
problem. Yeah, they're high damage.
Yeah.
absolutely. This guy. It's a bug. We shouldn't have. His name should not be Archer. He has a giant shield.
Yeah.
Ah, and there would be
Minbari.
the ringer. This is why scouting can really pay off.
Yeah.
Take a look at what else you're facing.
And then that leader there, just want to hold right with him.
Yeah,
I think he's an elite.
yeah, he's he is.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's gonna be tough.
He is tough.
But,
yeah.
but really.
It
I
is a
can
pretty
take
cool
him.
axe.
I can
And as a
take him.
dwarf, I think we need to get that axe.
Yeah, it's our birthright.
It
That
is.
axe. Exactly. All right, so then, if my character is being defensive, I'm going to want to challenge. We'll use a war cry here
Yeah.
on a specific. That should work really well. He'll actually get the AoE. Blackwall in support. I'm thinking the best thing he could do is probably not in range to do an immediate pull of this archer. So I'm going to focus on this one. I'm going to use our chain, pull him in, get him grappled. Similarly, I'm going to focus fire on him. I'm going to have Sarah enter stealth. Always a good bit of premeditation. And, this one's nice. Ice Mine is very solid. It has an activation time. It creates an area where they're there. If you have characters you're pretty sure are not going to be moving, like this archer I've left largely unmolested, the Ice Mine will activate over time, and then it will go off
Yes.
on him. Freeze him in place. That's going to take him out of the fight for a little while. I'll put that in. It's kind of like football plays. I love doing this. All right, that will do. Let's see how that plays out. All right, Warcry will get him taunted. Perfect. Blackwall's going in. He's got him.
You've also got anti-even fire as well. Don't forget that.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know what? You know where Anti-Even Fire needs to be? Who has it? Sarah?
The Inquisitor.
Quizzer. Let's do a little toss here, because if we've got big guy over here. We got his dogs over here. Why don't we just take this
I
whole
think it's a
area?
good idea. Yeah.
Now, I don't have friendly fire on for this build. You can toggle it on at any difficulty. But for right now, that seems like a good idea. Basically, it's going to choke point this whole area. It's a big, broad one. Not as damaging as some of the spells, but it lasts for quite a while, so that'll be perfect. Sarah, I'm going to want to curl around behind here, ideally taking out this guy. Blackwall looks like he's got the archers. Our ice mine's gone off. That's perfect. So with Blackwall, we're going to want to do a nice down mighty blow here. We'll let that play out. Boom. Okay, I'll set that archer down. This guy's out of his frozen state now. He's taking no damage, but he's been out of the fight for a few seconds, which is always nice. And you can upgrade the durations on those things.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. So all of our potions can be upgraded. So even healing potions, you can upgrade how much they heal. Some of the heal over time ones, it's duration and heal. Even the jar of bees, you can up. Actually, my favorite one is insert wasps into the jar of bees.
Yeah,
that's an upgrade.
Cam, you know me so well.
A chemical upgrade is called and some wasps. Oh, Antivan Fire has started to hit that dog. That's good. I'm going again. Inquisitor is still kind of up front. Not really being all that effective, but here's the thing. He's holding this guy's attention.
That's right, and that's the most important thing.
Leaving Sarah wide open to take him out from behind.
Yep.
Frozen again. Blackwall's doing the Maker's work over here. And we're going to drop another ice mine.
Yeah, just before the Hound gets there.
Yeah, before the Hound, because he's going to come after Vivienne. Oh, he went around. Okay.
Is the weather going to affect your spells? So like this rain, is that going to impact your fire?
No, we don't have that on right now. It's something we want to look at in the future, is getting more weather effects in, but for right now we want to really focus on getting this combat system just perfect without adding the additional complications. Right. That archer's almost down.
Yeah,
Sarah, where are you
Blackwall's
at?
a little bit low.
Absolutely is. It's going to make it up here. Sarah moved over to this guy probably because he pulled her, but we want her. Now, if we upgrade Blackwall, does he have the kick?
He does.
Probably not.
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, a little far in there.
Yeah.
Okay, Inquisitor, how we doing? How about a shield bash?
Oh, he got knocked back.
Yeah. Well, we both had the same idea.
Yeah.
There. Now he's taken out Vivienne, got him from the side. Perfect. And now, as the fight starts to resolve itself, I'm going to move back into more of a real-time. I notice it centers back on my character. This guy's down. It's time to take this dog out.
Yeah.
There we go. Oof. All right, so you can play in real time as well. Direct control over your characters, being able to change their facing.
Everyone's a little bit low.
I can reposition. They are, absolutely. Get a healing potion in. Blackwall's in pretty good shape because he just got a barrier, so I won't burn the potion. We're going to get them all focused on my guy. Perfect. And then while I'm doing this, I'm going to put up a shield wall. This will counter their attacks coming from the front while everyone else tears them down. It won't last too long for the taunt because I'm not drawing as much aggro as I might want. But
now you've got the elite in there as well, the leader.
Okay. So in this case, I probably want to switch and take a very specific tactical action, which is lock onto that guy, freeze him in place, swap back to my character, and then resume time. Oh, a nice payback strike will knock that dog down because I'd taken damage.
Blackwall did a shatter as well with his mighty blow.
Always helps. You notice that big chunk of that guy's health is gone.
Yep.
Now we got to focus on him. I use tab to target, lock him on. I'm actually going to try and counter his hits.
Yeah.
You notice that's generating guard, which is replacement hit points for me.
Yep. Which is a warrior only effect.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's possible to get for others, but it's very rare. Certain enchantments, that kind of thing. See if I can send him down with a payback strike. Perfect. Okay, now if I can take these dogs out quickly. Now we're playing on a harder difficulty here, even though it's low level. These enemies have a lot of health. We're not playing on your normal or your easy. This is why this is a good tough fight. I'm up against the wall, so of course the camera's never ideal there, but lets me take down this dog if I can get a nice sweep. There, that's it.
First time I did this fight, I think I was level 3. And I was on hard, and it was brutal. I ended up having to kite this leader around.
Nice. Yeah. Well, if you can get him with enough freezes and so on, speaking of which, I can probably get one last freeze, queue up a nice mighty blow. No, he's already down.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well done.
Good job. So that can be a tougher fight. My guys came away a little hurt. You notice we're down to 2 health potions throughout the fight. But the nice thing is I've just completed a major objective.
Yes.
That feels just about perfect to me.
And you can always go back to your Inquisition camp and restock your potions, rest, recover your health before you go off on another mission. Now everyone leveled up as well. I don't know whether you want to buy some more abilities.
Oh, I think we can take a look at that in a sec for sure. The nice thing is this camp's essentially cleared out now. We've avenged our fallen soldiers, giving us a nice thing. What that will result in as well is power.
Yes.
Having removed these guys means that the Inquisition, A, has grown in reputation. B, has managed to acquire a new kind of space that's clear for them for operations. Not allies, though. You would get more power if you're able to do the optional one to sort of bring them into the fold.
Yeah, that's right.
So, and power is the currency by which the Inquisition grows and spends and so on.
Exactly, and that's also so you can spend that power on the war table. You can do the operations. So there's over 300 different operations on the war table. You're not going to see them all in one playthrough because they're very different depending on what decisions.
They're highly reactive. Like some, for instance, are oh well, you're an elf.
Yep.
So you'll see certain operations based on that.
That's right, and it's also the power that you use to send your scouts to get access to new areas.
Yep.
So it's a nice little loop there.
This is something I know a lot of people have asked about. Oh hey. Well, that looks like trouble.
It does, and that's a giant there as well. So don't forget, everyone, we're doing this for Extra Life, which is a great charity. So if you have an opportunity to donate, please do. You can go to extralife.org/team/raptor, and that's a team that we're
Wow, look at those two.
working with. Yeah, that's cool.
Wow. That is a big boy.
You know you're going to get slaughtered, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want to go and explore anywhere else before you come back here, or what do you want to do?
Oh, we're going in.
All right, do it.
We're going in, if only to demonstrate you can disengage. Perhaps I won't take my horse in there.
No. If you can disengage and still live, I'll be mightily impressed.
Okay. All right, sounds like a challenge.
That dragon's so awesome.
This one's for the
Oh, and
kids.
there's a Fade Rift up there as well.
Oh,
You got one shot.
Blackwall's down.
That was a
It's
very
okay, it's
brief
okay, we're good.
combat for Blackwall.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, he's good.
All right, he's a warden. He sacrifices himself, right?
Okay, we're down to 2.
Yeah.
Sarah, you can focus on that, and
I think you're dead.
all right. Now, here's the question: can I do what I truly?
You might be able. No, just run.
Oh, successful disengagement. Well, so those are giants.
Whoa! Hang on. Oh,
Thank goodness he has a range.
Yes.
Those are giants. They're a problem. So, slightly gamey element, of course, is that when you do disengage, we don't want to punish you. And you have to go back in and get your friends. So they'll catch up with you.
Yep.
Presumably, they crawl their way away, acting non-threatening.
But with non-regenerating health, right? There is a cost to that. So they're going to want to drink their potions.
We're
if
in
you can do that.
extremely bad shape at this point.
Yep.
So this seems like a perfect time to go back to camp.
I think it's a good idea.
And we should probably rest up. So again, bringing up your camp here. And again, that would be an encounter where that giant is not going to scale. He's going to be waiting for you. He's probably something you're going to want to come back to later. So we come back to the camp. We're going to quick travel. And, party's had.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Now, I saw in this area, there's this massive statue of a dwarf, which has clearly been put there to glorify my dwarfness.
Oh,
So we should go and explore it.
So it's actually, that's one of those big questions is, so why was there dwarven stuff on the surface? And that's something that as you progress further through this level, there's a higher kind of tier area.
Yep. There's a couple of
and
interesting dungeons as well, like little caves and interesting side bits.
Absolutely.
Now, you got off the horse before interacting with that dragon, but can the dragon or giant damage your horse or kill it?
You can get knocked off your mount in combat. So you can use the mount to try and avoid some combat because it's faster movement. So it's a great way to sort of maneuver around some of the combat that you don't necessarily want to get involved in. But if you do get damaged enough, you'll get knocked off the mount and engage in combat. I love the pebbled beach. When Ben sent this over, the artist sent this over with all the really cool displacement maps on this pebbled beach, it was absolutely night and day compared to what it was before.
Yeah, it's one of the best things we'd seen up to that point.
Yep.
All right, so let's go get a vantage. Let's go by here. So I realized something.
What did you realize, Mike?
What is that, Mike?
I realized that when I was messing with key mappings earlier, I accidentally turned off gallop. So why don't we fix that?
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, why isn't this galloping? Oh, that's right. Because of me.
Yeah, okay.
Because of me.
Yeah.
Is that horse sprint? Oh, it's mapped on T. Perfect. Okay, so it's been changed because we've actually been tweaking some of the default key mappings, which means there we go. Go up here, get our horse's speed on.
That's some beautiful galloping there, Mike.
Well, it's uphill. Not going to be a
It's a
speed.
dwarf riding a horse.
He's like how he has the short stirrups, very specific.
Yeah.
Let's see. Cut those trees. I believe, if I remember right, the spot where
Oh, there you go.
the artists all sort of shut down was right around here.
This is. We should talk about that a little bit
Yes,
as well.
in fact, we can go back with it.
Yeah. Look at that.
There's our dwarf statue, which I realize is on an obscure angle.
Yes.
What else have we got over here? So that's where the giant fight
Yeah.
was.
And you can see. I mean, there's a lot of interesting Canary ships.
Yeah, there are. Absolutely. They pulled up there. And, well, the reasons for that come a bit
Yes.
later. Yeah, and then actually it's funny, there's a quest here, and we can dive in. But there's several things that pull you into across here, and you actually realize that this is all connected across. It lets you come right to the base of that statue. Now, let's take a look at the Astrarium. So this is something you find throughout the... Hey, there's the giant. He's down in the corner. You find these throughout the land. So the Astrariums are one of those things where they were essentially left behind
Yes.
by kind of a group that had withdrawn. They've got a cache of hidden secrets behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And they represent, a fun little puzzle. Pretty challenging.
It's
I
incredibly
haven't done this one in a
challenging.
while. Yeah.
And I can't remember which designer did it, but whoever you are, I hate you so much.
His name's Dean.
Dean did it.
That's
Okay,
what it
bloody
is,
hell,
yeah.
Dean.
So being able to draw the lines, I mean, this is a puzzle that's kind of one of the classics. But when you're trying to do one like this and connect them up, your goal is to not cross over the same line more than once. May have already messed this up.
I think you go there, and then there, and then there, then there, then there.
Here.
Yep.
No, because I missed this one.
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah,
did too.
so I'm now
Yeah, you
actually
screwed.
done. Anyway, that's fine. We're not
Yeah.
going to ruin it. I'm sure the folks home have already been like, oh, I'm way better at the designer than this. In which case, yes, probably are. But live TV, baby. Is that the giant? Is he down there? Yeah, there he is. He's chilling out.
Yeah.
He's going to make it a little dangerous to go up there. But of course, you can go up into the hills and around him very easily. Oh, nice little Scrabble there. Missed. Okay, so there's one other area I did want to actually showcase off by the giant. Let's see if I can find a way down that doesn't break my leg.
Oh, there's a bit of a path there. I think it'll be okay.
There we go.
Butt slide.
There we go. Not as bad a butt slide.
Loot.
There we go.
Or dwarves. This whole area is just a...
It's
Lovely.
a
It's just-
cultural pastiche.
It is. It is. There you go.
I got some gold. I got a new dagger, which is roughly the same as the one Sarah already has, so I won't equip it. Let's see my giant.
These basalt cliffs are beautiful.
Yes. Yeah, it's. I remember first time the art team broke that out, and I was like, "Wait, is that a thing?" And they're like, "Yeah, here," and showed me a giant reference folder. I'm like, "Oh, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool."
What are you looking for?
I'm actually gonna head up here and around the giant, unless there's something you want me to showcase.
No, it's
Because
fine.
there's a nice little bit of freeform thing, and I remember our art director was stumbling across it. Now it's funny. Normally in here, I'm actually a little weirded out right now. Normally there would be bandits and stuff in this area, but they're not
Well,
because of him.
yeah.
Oh wait, are there? Oh look. Oh, tell me those two are going to go off.
I think they probably will, but... I think the giant, as soon as the giant sees him, it's going to absolutely destroy him.
Yeah, it's around behind him. See if we can get high vantage so we don't bother attention. Get up here. Come on, dwarf, you can do it. You got those powerful legs.
Jump! Jump, little dwarf!
Arr!
Yeah! Yeah, there we
It's
go.
like just making sure I can pathfind there.
So
I can.
can we get to the Fade Rift?
Sure, it's over around here behind the giant.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do that. I mean, so part of the mechanics and story of the game is the Fade Rifts.
Yes.
So, do you wanna
they're
talk
a
about
huge
that?
part. Sure. So at the very beginning of the game, there's this enormous explosion, and the Fade is basically where magic and demons come from.
Yes.
So it's good and bad, and generally, like all things in Dragon Age, it's sort of it's always the devil's bargain. If you have magic, you have to deal with a lot of really challenging, temptations and being possessed, and demons are hungry for all of you. Here, fella. And so the rifts are part of this larger problem the Inquisition is trying to solve. Ultimately, they want to know who opened the tear, the big breach between worlds, which creates a huge problem and causes these rifts to happen over and over.
Yep.
And the thing that makes you kind of unique as the Inquisitor is that you're the only one who can, well, I almost interacted with them, who can actually interact with them and close them. So if I try to disrupt the rift...
I think you're gonna get, no, you're not going to be able to do that.
No time.
Yeah, because essentially, I mean, there's this massive hole in the sky.
Yep.
Essentially, right? It's this big tear in the veil, which is what separates the Fade from the real world, and that's causing a lot of instability in the world, causing a lot of these smaller Fades to open up where the demons are pouring out from, and there's some really interesting chaos in the world along with that rift. So there's civil wars and there's different factions that are problematic. And this is all part of what the Inquisition's about. So it's about uncovering the truth behind all of this chaos and bringing some sort of stability to the world.
Yep.
And hopefully closing that big breach in the sky.
Yeah, and range-wise, I mean, they also represent a tactical challenge because you'll notice I paused here because rifts tend to have more than one emergence before you can shut them down. And you'll notice I'm not at full health. Sometimes it can be one, but often they're more than one.
Yep.
And in this case, I'm moving people into position to spread them out so that if demons are going to come, they won't have an easy target.
Yep.
What I will also do is you can, once you get to know the rifts, you can start to sense where the emergence points will be because they're on the ground. I'm actually going to try and use Vivienne's Ice Mine to create a trap from one of them coming out so that we take one out of the fight midway through.
And hopefully the Inquisitor can use his power to disrupt the Fade Rift when they just all come out. So disrupting a Fade Rift with the Inquisitor allows you to stun all the demons for a small period of time.
All right, so here, these would be where your emergence points are. Now, these are interesting. They're actually vulnerable. If you have the Dispel ability, you can actually close one of them right offhand, unless something very powerful is coming out, in which case it comes out damaged. But in this case, a mine, or traps, or caltrops, or any number of different tricks I could play will actually take out whoever comes in here, because while they're emerging, the mine will have time to activate.
Yep.
Gives me a little bit of time to plan ahead. Similarly, I'm going to want Blackwall probably in here to intercept that, and I'm going to team him up with Sarah,
behind.
and then move over to the Inquisitor, who I'm trying to put close enough to the rift that I can actively go here. Now notice, that even though I've left the tactical mode, I'm still able to have those orders carried out. Characters will move position and so on. It doesn't cancel my orders. But, all right, so enemies are out. I'm going to see if I can actually disrupt the rift, because I don't have kind of the initial aggro right now. Let's see. Nope. Failed to disrupt. Yeah, because it opened up already. When rifts enter that state, they can no longer be disrupted, which means that you can't always just rely on, I'll just go disrupt them. Don't even worry about it, everyone.
It's
if I can
3 nightmares.
Interrupt that guy.
Well,
this is a tough one.
Yeah.
So I was able to interrupt one of them from doing their big scream, which is good, because those are incredibly damaging.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah, when they go kind of do their burrow through the ground, they are
they'll pop up where the characters are and knock everyone back. The good thing is they're generally pretty low on health, so they're a bit of a glass cannon kind of a demon.
Especially when everyone's focused on them. But again,
and you got to watch out for those little eruptions as well.
Yeah, they'll damage. They create an area where you have to be careful. Now, you notice over here, this nightmare's actually gone over to Vivienne, and they do that. Enemies have different preferences. You can start to learn them over time. These guys will tend to go after ranged characters, and they'll go through the ground, see where he's actually zammed along here, come out, Vivienne got knocked down. So that leaves her all by herself unsupported. What I should have been doing, of course, is when he disappeared, if he wasn't going to merge, should have moved her. I should have had some support.
Back to the
but
party,
again, that's one of those things where, as you learn through the fight, and as you manage, and that's partly why we gave you this tactical view, because we wanted you to be able to kind of manage the battlefield on your own pace. Some people, of course, are going to play full time, but we're playing on hard, so it does help.
Yeah, it does help.
Dig in there.
A little more ranged. Yeah. There you go. Blackwall's got that.
Yeah. That emergent, if I can interrupt, yes, good. So with those screams, they do a little damage, and then they do a lot of damage. So if you can cut them off before the end, you're good to go.
Now, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, now we can
close the rift. Which is going to earn you more power as well.
Well, absolutely, because it's the thing that only the Inquisitor can do, and by doing that, again, your reputation grows, you become more powerful, and so on. So we had some questions. Connell was just pointing out. So what are we running on?
This is, I was going to say we're running on PC, obviously, so we've got keyboard and mouse here. We've got, I believe it's an AMD 290.
290X.
290X in this machine. Just one of them. The game on PC supports 4K with Mantle as well, which is gorgeous.
Dwarf's got mad vert. As well, I mean, here's the thing: is we're playing on PC with kit, mouse, and keyboard. You can play with a console controller as well if you prefer.
Yep.
Either is an option.
Where the hell are you going?
I'm going around, man.
Do you have a reason?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm exploring.
Okay. Well,
have you never explored? Have you never wondered? Hey,
I've never been to this part.
There's like crafting items and maybe a chest and something awesome tucked away in the corner. Have you never ever done that?
I have done that, but it does help that you're the creative director and know where the hell all these things are.
Well, I have some people that do this.
You're just gonna just want to sit on this and just have a wine,
enjoy myself.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Take a moment.
And of course, cheese. Cheese is very famous in Dragon Age games.
Yeah, the level artists have a competition to see how craftily they can hide cheese and wine, and I know a lot of fans enjoy looking for them as well. So there you go, little moment of serenity. With our dwarf.
Yeah. And that beautiful.
Good job, Inquisitor Kadash. Good job. So here's the thing, I didn't know that was there, but I figured there'd be something.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Because I love the. I love that basically there was a whole team of guys who basically went through and went, okay, we're gonna make it rewarding to go hop around these different locales. With the rift cleared, we have had bandits move in behind us while we've been out there. They've set up actually nice. They've set up a little bonfire camp and stuff. Yeah, while we're doing that, so the area will populate and fill. So again, people were asking, do they respawn and so on? They do, and a big part of that is because crafting is a pretty central part of the game.
Yep.
Getting new materials, getting new gold, and so on, and it's an economy that's very linked. The gold you acquire can be used to buy crafting materials. Crafting materials can be sold for gold. You can buy power with gold. You can basically engage with the game any way you want. And really, that was, I think, probably our biggest goal was to make sure that how you wanted to play Dragon Age Inquisition is how you were going to play it.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely.
So,
very much a play your way kind of a game.
Yeah.
It was one of the principles we took into this. We want you to be able to create the character that you want to play, build your own fantasy. So you can, two genders. We've got 4 races.
Yep.
Got 4 different voices between those combinations there. You've got trillions of combinations in how you can look in terms of your face, tattoos and scars and different hair and beards and all that sort of stuff. Even to the color of your eyes, it's massive, gorgeous.
Inner and
yeah,
outer.
exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
So again, this pretty much wraps us up. We're about out of time. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. It's been awesome. Again, we were doing Extra Life. extralife.org/team/Raptor, RAPTR, is a group that we've been streaming for. Again, please feel free to make your donations. We all appreciate it. This all goes to the Children's Miracle Network. And coming up next, because this is one massive stream for you to enjoy all day, we're going to be going over to the folks at Warframe. Now, the thing that excites me about that is Warframe developed in Canada. Developed by Digital Extremes in a place called London, which is my hometown.
Okay, all right.
Awesome. Good job, Digital Extremes guys. Also, a really good buddy of mine, former BioWare alumni, Sheldon, is over there. And weirdly, my wife's brother's friend from high school works there too.
It is a small world. Yeah, the games industry is very, very small.
Now, as well, guys, for those of you who are big on the Twitch thing and into streaming, don't forget that during the launch week of Dragon Age Inquisition, which is coming out November 18th or 21st.
Yep. 21st in Europe.
In Europe, absolutely. Yep. So that's on PC, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS3.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We're insane.
There's a lot of platforms. So Raptor will be doing an instant replay launch week, where essentially you can use their instant replay thing to continuously record your gameplay and go, oh wow, I want to catch that. That was a great, sweet shield bash, or this is me taking out the dragon, or what have you. And of course, don't forget that BioWare, we've been getting into Twitch pretty big. Patrick and Connell have been doing a ton of awesome stuff there.
Thanks, guys.
I like to think so.
Do you remember the address offhand? Is it just /BioWare?
Twitch? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, so twitch.tv/BioWare.
Okay,
sure,
cool. Absolutely. So then you can dive in, check us out. We've been doing Inquisition streams. I know the folks on the Keep have also been.
They do a lot,
They've been showing a lot of the how can you bring your world forward into Inquisition.
Yeah, I think that's cool. If we have time, you should mention that a little bit. So you can take the decisions and actions that you've made in the previous Dragon Age games. You can go to Dragon Age Keep, define all of those decision points, and then when you start up Inquisition, you can bring all of that stuff into your game, and it dynamically changes the whole world based on your world state, which is really, really neat.
Like who's king?
Exactly.
And again, even if you haven't played the previous DA games, it will also bring you up to speed. What's
Yeah, it's
happened
a
in
really
the games
cool way to do that,
before,
yeah.
There's a nice narrated summary and so on.
Yep.
So that's all fun. You can check out more stuff with us, but it looks like it'll be time to go over to Warframe. Again, thanks to the folks at Raptor. Thanks to everyone, and good luck with Extra Life.
Thanks, guys.